Welcome to Reddit Talk, I suppose you could say. I'm going to have but one link down below in the description box to the subreddit for WWE. And yeah, so let's get into it really quick. Because I do like making these videos, not because I feel forced to pump out the content, even though that may come across as that being my attitude. It isn't. Are 3-hour SmackDowns really that bad? I didn't even answer the question. I'm already sipping my coffee. Black. Coffee, no cream, no sugar, no bullshit. Like a real trooper. It is my understanding that SmackDown will go back to 2 hours. That's correct at the end. In the end, or a little after the end of WrestleMania season. I may be in the minority, but I hope WWE and USA Network don't follow through and they keep it to 3 hours. I've already made a video on that, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. But I am just going to answer the question. They are not that bad at all. They have a smaller roster by about 17 superstars compared to Raw. That allows that brand that isn't on Netflix. Like, their show's on Netflix, but it's not a Netflix show. There's a difference. They don't get all the special extra stuff they can do in terms of, like, edgier content, I don't think, at least. But now they're able to have a smaller pool of people and give them a little bit more time. So it's not that bad. Moving on. Naomi might be the worst women's wrestler in 2024. Funny, because I actually think she would actually be in my top 5. So there's a little bit of irony there. Let's just see what they say, because I always appreciate when somebody talks a lot of shit, or they say something nice, but they actually explain why. It's safe to say she doesn't have it anymore, they say. Her matches really aren't as entertaining as they used to be. And her whole character is really annoying. That's a matter of perspective. She comes out, acts like she deserves a title match. I remember that one time. And even though she had like 6 in the past 3 months, and then gets the title match for some reason, and then loses. It's also very obvious that she attacked Jade Cargill. Okay, well, that's from a scripted perspective, but put the scripting aside now. I actually think she's really good, and I think she's actually better than quite a few women on the roster, from her presence, like her aura, like the vibe when she comes out. I don't know. I just don't get annoyed with her. I think she's great in the ring. Just the way she always looks happy. She seems to be like just a good person overall. She's got some interesting moves. She's not like Hulk Hogan, no offense. Like, she's got a little bit of an arsenal of moves there. So I don't agree with this whatsoever, but as the expression goes, to each their own. Do you miss Matt Riddle and RK Bro? I do a lot, and I've talked about Matt Riddle before. RK Bro says here that, it says here that RK Bro was entertainment heavy, which was what Vince loved and thought it was one of the best things for the business. Matt Riddle was a beast in the ring. His character connected with fans as well. And I just think that it was great. I think when he brought him to be like a face, it did something that even Orton says he was having the time of his life. So it says there, Matt Riddle says that Randy Orton recently asked him to come back to WWE, to which he said, I think he's got a kid now. Oh, he says right here. He always asks me if I want to come back, and I'm like, maybe one day. Right now with the kid and everything, I'm enjoying my time, and I'm trying to get my life all together. And that's assuming, with all due respect, that he's even allowed back. So we all know about the troubles with Matt Riddle. I don't want to focus on that. I'm not trying to downplay it or anything like that. All I know is this. His character, Randy. On paper, he should be the most annoying numbnut I have ever heard or seen in my entire life. But somehow, I really connected with Bro. And I really liked him. I still do. Okay? And then I found out that he does martial arts with Karrion Kross. And I was like, oh, snap. And just overall, I think for sure that he's something special. Some people are going to think he's just some dumb surfer, looking bro, douchebag, pothead. And you know what? Then that's what he is to you. But to me, I really saw something special in him and when he was with Randy Orton. And arguably, in all the times that Randy Orton has teamed up with people, I would almost argue from a synergistic standpoint and personality connection, all that sort of stuff, probably Matt Riddle is one of, if not the best tag team partner he's ever had in and out of the ring. That's just my take again. Love the guy. Don't love some of the things he's done, but that goes for practically everybody, including myself. I don't want to focus too much on that negativity, like I said. Who will be the inaugural IC Women's Champ? So, I have an answer for that. I have an answer as to who I think is going to actually win and who I want it to be the winner. And they're two different people. I think Lyra Valkyria is going to win. But, excuse me, I truly feel like Dakota Kai deserves it more. I can't really put into words why. Again, it's that feeling. I know it sounds really corny. It's that feeling. It's that vibe again. I'm going with that word again. You watch the matches. You watch people evolve over time. You listen to them speak, how they walk, how they connect with the fans, just all those little things, and it'll rub you a certain way or it won't. And for me, simply put, I don't even have to think about it. I truly feel like if she wins, it's kind of a bit of a... I just feel like other people are a little bit more deserving to have that first IC Women's Championship ever. That's it. It's just as simple as that. It's not a knock at her. I mean, you could look at it as me knocking her, but I'm not. I think she's great. I just don't think it's her time. Or that it should be. But I have a feeling they are going to... When I say give it to her, yeah, she would have earned it. I get that, but that's just my thoughts. It should be Dakota Kai. What's been going on with the IC title? It feels like Braun hasn't been seen on TV in a while, and they aren't doing anything with the title. So what do you guys think? Well, some people are saying they should have just kept the title on Jay because he's around every week. And though I agree with that he's around every week, they could easily have Braun be around more. That just means that they probably just don't have a storyline with him right now. He just finished his stuff with Sheamus and Kaiser. This might be one of those cases where it's like, just don't rush everything. Calm down. Not everything's got to be every week and constantly going. But yeah, I think he's a great champ. I really do. I think he is really special. He's not just some big, brute. He's got something special. He's going to go far. I think so. Excuse me. That's pretty much it. Sometimes words just don't properly... Excuse me. Words don't always properly explain something. I want... My goodness. Can we talk about Gunther? I've seriously been loving the current week product under Triple H. The weekly product, I guess they meant to say. But seriously, though, what the hell are they doing with Gunther? Like, he wasn't even on the Netflix Raw debut. And he's supposed to be the Raw's champion. I'm so confused. So I think he should have been there in terms of his presence. Seen walking backstage or doing whatever. Just to show that he was there. And maybe he was there and we just didn't see him. So he pulled a John Cena. Then somebody says the champ doesn't need to appear every single week or even 2 weeks just because they are the champ. Their screen time becomes more valuable than others. And if they're the world champ, even more so. If they're not booked horribly when they do appear, Walter Gunther is one of the best things going right now in the current product. I agree. I was baffled. Yeah, I mean, I think you should have been there, but I mean, I would try when you're the champ to at least not go more than a week without some kind of presence or something. I don't want a repeat of Roman Reigns, even though, like, he's amazing and everything. I really didn't enjoy the booking so much. It was just ridiculous. Same thing with Logan Paul. Like there has been some questionable things that I'll never understand. That's beyond my comprehension and brain power, and that's fine. I mean, if I was socially relevant enough, like Chris CVV there, I would talk to Triple H and say, so what are some of these things? Like, where's your head space at when these things happen? Do you not see this as a problem? I'd love to be able to do that, but I'll never get those answers. So I wouldn't really worry about it, just like him and Braun. I think everything is just fine. They're just looking for moments to put him in. But yes, for the Raw Netflix debut, I think he should have at least been there, even for 30 seconds to talk backstage. Something. Jesus. So yeah, why not? What made you come back and watch again? Fairly new at posting on the board, but wanted to discuss what others like me. What made you come back to watch WWE? My favorite era was the Attitude Era, they say. The era I disliked the most was the Ruthless Aggression Era. Yeah, there was some parts of it I didn't really like. But overall, I did enjoy myself. So me, it's not like necessarily what made me come back. For a while, I wasn't watching. And then what happened for a couple of years, just because, either depression, whatever the excuse was, or I just didn't have cable and couldn't afford to watch it. I would still keep up with like what happened, like the results. I would try to get the results, see what happened. But yeah, I guess for me, I never would have stopped watching the product to begin with. But I definitely am enjoying the product more now. I can understand past July 2008 when they decided to go PG. Things definitely went downhill from there. You still had some good moments afterwards. You still had some bad moments even during the Ruthless Aggression Era. Added to all the eras had some just bad, years and times. I mean, I would argue that 1995 in my lifetime was probably like the single worst year in history. But I don't want to put too much emphasis on that. So what made me come back? I don't want to say what made me come back. What made me get even more invested, more than ever, and get more excited and feeling like a young kid again. And it's definitely the Triple H era. For me, it definitely is. Anything before that, for me, was kind of horrible. But funny enough, Vince was behind some of the greatest storylines and eras of all time. But this is why people say he's out of touch and he's just lost it, because he used to be so amazing. And then he was just completely horrible. Triple H takes over, and it's not perfect, but my sweet Jesus, did he take the reins and just go with it? So yeah, like I said, I came back because I was able to watch it. But even if I was able to watch it throughout the whole time, I would have kept up with it. I definitely probably would have done a little bit more fast forwarding potentially. Just to kind of skim through and keep up with the storylines and who won and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what made me get reinvested deeply, if I want to change the question around a little bit. And in closing, this kind of ties in with the last thing. From a fan's perspective, they're saying here that the Netflix deal is the best thing ever to happen to WWE. So I will say right off the bat that the Netflix deal as a whole with WWE, because remember, you can watch all the shows from the looks of it. Oh, again, I was corrected. Not that I was wrong, but I was given extra information from somebody. I forget their name again, but they comment on my channel a lot, which is good because nobody else does it. They said that SmackDown on Netflix is only for people outside of the U.S., so that's like 10%. I'm kidding. Because get it, the vast majority of people are in the U.S., so they have to watch it on cable TV. So as a Canadian, or if you have a VPN and you watch Netflix Canada, for me, being Canadian in Canada, the Netflix deal is an absolute amazing fucking thing. Yeah, that's right, F-bomb that shit. Because I get to watch Raw, I get to watch SmackDown, I can recap it. I can replay it. I can watch it on my iPad. I don't have to watch it on cable at a certain time or record it on my PVR. or any of that shit. So that to me is amazing because normally you can't do that. And if you're watching wrestling on your iPad, it's because you're somewhere you shouldn't be watching a streaming service, right? So now I get to watch all of that on my iPad, and it makes me so happy. But if I was American, my understanding is that I'd only be able to watch Raw on Netflix, and then SmackDown I'd have to watch it on cable television on the USA Network. Yeah, I'd probably, but yeah, but that aside, I do think it's great. I really feel like this is a big thing. I forget for how long the deal is for, but I have a feeling it's going to be just amazing. Again, first time ever in history that you can watch like a Raw or a SmackDown not on actual cable television, but on Netflix, right? And aside from that, what the future holds, I mean, it's hard to say. Better storylines, potentially. Not so much better storylines. Actually, let me rephrase that. Not rushed storylines. And what I mean by that is because of that whole time thing again, right? Whereby, say they start at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's not like at 11, they got to cut it off. They could kind of, you know what I mean? If they go over by 10 minutes, 7 minutes, they can do that if they want. The time constraints aren't nearly as strict. And I think that alone is incredibly important. I hate when everything's like on a fixed timer because you got to squeeze everything in. That can make things look a lot less organic, more rushed. So that in itself, I think, is WWE Raw Netflix's biggest advantage. Again, I'm not an expert. Okay, I'm not Vince Russo or any of these people, Jim Cornette, all these people that have been in the business. I'm not an expert, but I would have to say that that's one of them. And potentially having a little bit more freedom with being able to be a little bit edgy when needed, because then it makes it feel more impactful. So being able to be slightly more edgy, if you will, the lack of time constraint, and then being under the helm of Triple H, I think that's your combo platter. I think that's your hat trick, your three-peat that makes this product arguably the best it has been in decades. Yeah, almost like, yeah. Again, that might be a strong statement, but it's a fact based on how I feel. You're allowed to feel differently. There are some people that hate wrestling now. Well, I guess they're just always going to hate wrestling. A little under 20 minutes. I knew it was going to be that long because I just have a big fucking mouth. Good thing I didn't pick too many. I had like 4 or 5 other Reddit tabs. Good thing I'm not doing that. Anyhow, I hope you're all doing well. Raw Netflix in 2.5 hours. I'm excited for that, to lay in my bed, sip on my coffee, and watch it on my iPad. It's going to be glorious because I have never been able to do that. Well, actually, I've been able to watch some shows before because of the whole WWE network and the pay-per-views. I used to do that, but I'm talking about like the Raws and the SmackDowns and everything. I don't even know how PLEs work with the iPad now. I'd have to look at that. But anyways, thumbs up if you liked the video. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm and trying to make me more relevant in the search results when people are looking shit up. And if you didn't like the video, that's perfectly fine. Go ahead, give it a thumbs down. I'll bend it in half, twist it, break it off in your ass. Your thumb, by the way, you dirty bastard. I still can't get over that time. I've been asked, I think, 2 times. I don't know if it was the same person or a different account, whatever. They're like, bro, why would you want to stick your... So, whoa. No. Okay? No. Not my thumb. You're the one giving the thumbs down. It's okay? And if you want to subscribe to the channel, naturally that would be great. And if not, hey, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. If I'm lucky, maybe I'll see some of you in the next one, which is definitely going to be tomorrow because I'm going to be covering Raw and what I thought of it. So there you go. Take care. And until next time, bye for now.